Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to the gaming classroom, and today we are starting a brand new ARK adventure, and I figured I'd make the first episode a little bit of a tutorial, beginner's guide to ARK. So let's go ahead and get set up. Now normally I do utilize cheats, and we're going to be starting on the island where all of this game began. Normally I do utilize cheats and everything, but for this first episode I'm actually gonna back off of the cheats for this series, as a matter of fact. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, over here. My settings, normally I have the XP multiplier at 3.0 just because I like getting things done really fast. I'm actually going to turn that down to 1. 1.25. I'm going to put it at 1.25 because I still want my XP, but I'm going to slow it down. So, you know what, 1.0. Because that's probably what y'all are going to be playing with. 1.0. And then my settings, there was one setting I wanted to show you guys. Where was it? PvE mode, yeah. So having this checked means when you get to, I think you're level 50, when you can start using cryopods. If you have this checked, you will not have to worry about the cooldown. The cooldown for cryopods will be disabled if you have that checked. So leaving that checked, and then for the advanced stuff, where was it? Egg lay interval 2.0. I just moved it because I want to move it. Hatch speed 30. That way it's fast. You're not waiting for hours and hours. You get it done like 15-20 minutes. Mature speed 42.5, and the cuddle interval is 0.035. That way your imprint, when you're imprinting when you're imprinting one of your creatures, breeding it and raising it and everything, you want to be there for that imprint, because if you miss it just by a few seconds, you're not going to get that full imprint. So there's another YouTuber, Flinger Foo, who has these settings as well. Not the exact same settings I have, but he has these settings. Trust me, these are perfect. These settings are amazing. When I played ARK off camera, I mean, this really helps you out. Day cycle speed, I have that. I have my day extended so I can film longer, and my nighttime speed is only going to be 1/5 the normal length it would be. Spoiling time 2.0 because it just makes it a little bit easier, and everything else here is default. And then that's that, and then the event name, we're not going to worry. So let's go ahead, click play single player. And I've been on the main menu for a little while, so it's going to take a little while to load. But while we're talking, I'll get you an overview of what you'll see on this playthrough. So this is going to be a very long playthrough because we're going to cover, like, it's not a walkthrough. I'm not going to show you how to play ARK. Just this first video is like your little introduction to ARK in a way. But I want to cover all the maps. I'm probably going to probably not going to spend too much time on Genesis. Genesis and I, we kind of have a little argument going on. No, I'm just kidding. I've run into issues with Genesis, so it's a map I don't frequent. But you will see the island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction. You will see Genesis. It's just, I'm not going to make too many Genesis videos. And the custom arts, the Center, Ragnarok, Valgero, and Crystal Isles, you will see those. And the mods that you saw off the side, the two mods that are going to be in this game are Structures Plus and the Megalosaurus No Sleep Saddle. Structures Plus, you don't have to rely on foundation as often. You can build things that you can build floating bases, and when you cut it off from the land, you're not going to worry about the whole thing collapsing. And then the Megalosaurus No Sleep Saddle is as indicated. I thought I liked you. Okay, so here's where you design your character. And I do not have... This is going to be my preset. Let me make it look as much like me as possible. Get those blue eyes. I'll leave hair as a default. Let's see here. Neck size, let's make that smaller. Chest is a lot smaller. In real life, I'm not a buff guy, okay? I do not look like this at all. Torso width. Let me see. Let's be a little bit shorter. Arm length. Upper arm. Trying to get it to be accurate. I don't want to look like one of those really gross, avatars. Torso width, you can go down a little more. Upper arm and lower arm, you can go down low. There you go. I'm sorry, I tend to take a little time with this because I want to look realistic. So or as realistic as I can. Yeah. I think that's fair. Let's get the hip just a little bit smaller. Head size just a little bit. Upper leg smaller, lower leg smaller. Upper arm smaller, lower arm smaller. Lower arm could be a bit bigger. I don't want to load a preset because the preset will probably retain its levels that it already has. And that right there, I used to have a swamp base, but I'm going to remove that. And I'll save you as a preset. Let's see. Mr. B, not Mr. Beast, Mr. B. Because I'm a high school substitute teacher and my students cannot pronounce my last name to save their lives. So that's what I go by. Mr. B. Now, the island map, the further north you go, the more dangerous the island is. The further south you are, the safer it is, generally speaking. Let's see here. South Zones. South Zone 1, from my experience, is the easiest place to spawn. South Zone 2 can be a bit tricky. South Zone 3 be a bit more tricky. West Zone 1, that occasionally you can have some luck with. Not all the time. West Zone 2, that island right there, that little mini island place right there, it can be kind of tricky. There are raptors and sarcos and carnos and alpha raptors spawn there too, so I would not recommend starting there. Also up here you have a lot of nasty things. You will have carnos and sarcos up there, so I do not recommend. East Zone 1, Rexes spawn over there, and so do Alpha Carnos, and Troodon, and Microraptors. So I would not recommend the East. East Zone 2, definitely no, that is the swamp. You have leeches, you have Sarcos, you have Capros, you have Baryonyx, you have Titanoboa. No, you have Piranha. Very dangerous. And East Zone 3, you're still pretty close to East Zone 2, so no, would not recommend it. North Zone 1, you have Gigas that spawn up there. That is a place that a lot of us ARK players call Giga Mountain. And that is a very dangerous place you do not want to go to until you are ready to tame a Giga. That is level 98. North Zone 2. It is snowy there. It's very cold. There are these things called Uteranus that like to give a damage buff to the Carnos that live with them. And they like to come munch on your face. So, no. North Zone 3. Yeah, there are direwolves up there, so yeah, no, would not recommend any of the North unless you are unless you are a highly experienced ARK player or you plan on enabling cheats. Now, for this episode, I don't plan on enabling cheats. I might turn on God mode so I don't die as often, but a lot of the cheats I enjoy, I'm probably not going to enable those until later in the game. But for new players, South Zone 1. So that's what we're going to go ahead and spawn in. And we have a Triceratops right in front of us. Okay, and what time is it? It is 7:30 in the morning, and we are cold. So, when you first spawn in, you're going to see a shark. No, just kidding. You're going to see dinos around you. Well, not. This place is usually packed, but I don't see any other than that Triceratops. So first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to go ahead and take a look. This right here is your XP, and you have a bunch of stuff. All these skins and everything, they're pretty cool. But I'm not going to put any of you on until we're ready. And I could just dump everything, but... And sometimes when you spawn in, you'll get these little, chibis, or chibis. So you have a Noglin, and you have a Xiaomei. These are, exclusive to Genesis. They go in your offhand slot, and there's your Noglin. Right there. You do the same with the Xiaomei. Cancel, because I don't name them. And there's your Xiaomei. Now, these things, you do not interact with them. You can't pick them up. You can't tell them to go attack something. They're just there to help you earn XP when you kill alpha creatures. So, and this right here is Helena, or HLNA, but we call her Helena, and she's another offhand thing. And she'll communicate with you. She'll talk to you every now and then. She's exclusive to Genesis. You cannot interact with her on the island. On Genesis, yes. On the island, no. So, now, when it comes to leveling up, well, actually, let's take a look at this inventory display. So, over here, everything in your inventory. Over here, everything you can craft. I can only craft 3 things right now. But that will change as we gain more experience. So, right here. So, it tells you what day, tells you what time it is, and the time is military time. So after you hit high noon, you're going to start seeing 1300, 1400, 1500. 1300 is 1 p.m., 1400 is 2 p.m., 1500 is 3 p.m., so on and so forth. And then you'll see your temperature. I have it in Fahrenheit. And then it'll tell you if you're wearing armor and then the insulation you're getting from that armor. Now, taking a look at your stats, my XP bar, it's already full. Let me make sure there's nothing that's going to come up and eat us. There shouldn't be. This part right here is usually pretty safe. But I'm not going to build here. This is not a good place for a base. So you have your health, which is also displayed down here. Your stamina, which is displayed right here at the lightning bolt. Oxygen will be displayed when you are in water, or if you're riding a creature that burrows itself underground, which you will not have to worry about until you get to Aberration. That's when you start riding Basilisk and Reaper Kings, but we're nowhere near ready for those. Those are definitely late game tames. Your food, this little bag right here, it's right here. Same with the water, it's the droplet. Weight, it's the weight bell right here. Melee, movement speed, crafting skill, fortitude, torpidity. When you level up, you want to get your weight to 200. You want to invest your first few levels to get your weight to about 200 to 250. Because when you pump for weight, and since I have Structures Plus enabled, I have all these. So everything that says S plus, ignore. So you get 10 pumps per weight. So now I can pick up 110, not just 100. And you usually get 10 pumps for pretty much everything. And then the melee damage, that's important when you're using melee weapons, like pikes and spears and things like that. But once you start using ranged weapons and firearms, so things like pump action shotguns and things like that, you don't need to worry about melee damage. If you level up melee damage and you're using a shotgun, not going to do anything. Movement speed. This is very, very important because in ARK, there are several creatures here that like to chase you and outpace you and rip you to shreds. Let's see. Raptors. Namely raptors, but later on, saber-tooths, Thylacoleo, Caprasuchus. When you go to Valguero, Deinonychus, or Deinonychus, however you want to pronounce it. I say Deinonychus. When you go to Valguero and you go to get some Deinonychus eggs, this needs to skyrocket because those things are fast. So right now, I personally recommend 120 movement speed, personally. Even though you need about 112 to 114 to outpace a raptor, I would recommend 120. And then you can stop from there. But for your first few levels, you want weight. So I'm going to go, let's see, once we hit level 5, I'll pump up movement speed. And then your stamina drains pretty fast. And when you drain your stamina, as it comes back up, your food and water is going to go down. So food and water, you don't need to level those up. Actually, you never need to level those up. I have played through the entire game, all the way to boss fights and everything. Not once have I had to touch food or water. But after that lecture, and fortitude. Well, first of all, crafting skill. Crafting skill, you don't need to worry about it until later. I've actually never leveled my crafting skill. You can in some instances. I hear something. Okay, yeah. Because I don't have God mode enabled right now. So there's a good chance if something runs up, yeah, it can kill us. And we're about to get another level. Because you will passively, you know, you can just stand around, you'll gain a level. And when you gain levels, and look, you don't have to level up to work for your next level. You'll just keep leveling up. So as you level, you'll get engram points. And this is like money. This is the currency in the game. So you don't really purchase, but you unlock these. So let's learn the campfire, the stone hatchet, the spear. Let's get shirt and the pants. Okay, now I don't have enough engrams to learn the rest of this stuff. So, and also everything else. Oh, up here, these are the engrams you can learn. So these are the tech engrams. This is the stuff you can learn in Genesis. Whoa, what went on there? Why'd I? Okay. But yeah. Here's the stuff for Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, and Genesis. So, the custom marks, it doesn't include stuff because custom marks, that's where you get your... Custom marks is a combination of all of your engrams from all of the arcs, except the center. The center's kind of but we'll talk more about it later. But you'll notice we're cold. So the first thing we need to start doing, running around the beach, picking up some stones. So now you'll notice our water's not going down anymore. That's because it's raining. When it rains, it immediately fills up your water. Same goes for if you go swimming out in the ocean, which I do not recommend. There are these things called megalodon, and these things called mantas, and these things called cnidaria, aka jellyfish. So yeah, and the way you pick up all these stones, you just walk around and press the use key. For me, that's E on the keyboard. Sometimes it's F, sometimes it's E. It varies. So, and you'll notice down there that little weight bell thing, it's slowly rising. When it rises almost entirely, you'll get a notification that you become encumbered, which means you will not be able to use your max movement speed. Oh, there's that trike. Again, I don't want to go too far away from... Okay, there's the first dangerous thing, Dillo. We need to hope that it doesn't come over here. Okay. Now, we want to craft... We need to start crafting. So we have 72 stone. That's 36. We have 130 weight now. We want to craft a stone pick. We need thatch and wood. How do you get thatch and wood without any tools? Just beat up a tree. Now, when you harvest stuff with your bare hands that involves punching, you will take damage. Now, if you're going to pick stuff off of berry bushes and everything like this, no damage. But if you run up and start punching stuff, you will take damage. So you notice the cross down there, it's the amount of blue is decreasing, and that is because I took damage hitting it. Now, when you pick all these berry bushes, you're going to get a bunch of berries. You're also going to get fiber. Fiber is important. Oh, and also you're going to be pooping in this game. Poop's important, but not right now. When you start a greenhouse, when you start growing crops, that's when that's when fiber becomes important. or not fiber, that's when the poop becomes important. So, and it's not just you that's going to be pooping. The dinos are going to poop too. And the poop is used as fertilizer for your crops until you get a dung beetle, which you will not get until you're ready to go into a cave, which you will not be ready until you're about level 49, because that's when you get baryonyx. You need baryonyx to get in the cave, and yada yada yada. Okay, now the important thing about these berries, so take a look. My food's gone down. It's about halfway down. So now these berries, you can eat them. Let's get rid of the seeds because we do not need those. The stemberry, do not eat these. Unless it is raining, do not eat these. Because they will drain your water incredibly fast. Like, yeah, it's not even cool. So, but these berries, you gather a lot. Now these narco berries, this is what you use to make narcotics. Which you will need to use to tame dinos. Now notice when we eat food, these berries you can eat. 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 Some berries, you get more food from some than you will others. And the tinto berries, when you eat them, you get water. The measure berries, these are the berries that you use to tame certain creatures. We have enough stuff for that. Let's take you and put you in R1. And the way you equip this, click and drag it, or you can click it and hit the use key. And we have a level. So, yeah. So now we want to make the stone hatchet, which requires flint. So now that we have the pick, all we do is walk up to a rock. Now rocks you can't punch. You have to use a pick. And when you hit these rocks, you get stone. You'll get a lot more flint. With a pick, you'll get, with a hatchet, a lot more stone. And all this metal right here, do not throw it away. That metal is your best friend. Because you are going to need metal to make saddles. You're going to need metal to make the... And see, we're encumbered. Look how slow we're moving. Yeah. So, let's see, what else can we craft? Campfire, yes. Spear we need. And if you need to level up, if you're just... Okay. How many spears do we get? We just get one. Okay. Now, as your weight goes up, when you craft stuff, your weight will go down. Just watch this. Your weight's going down when you craft stuff because you're getting rid of some of those resources. Now, sometimes they'll go back up depending on what that resource is. Let's go ahead and put you in our 4 slot. And let's go see... Let's go ahead and cross the water. Now, when you're cross... You know what? I am going to split you in half. Dump you. And the way you dump things, you press O on the keyboard. That's how you dump things, and you will have... 2 minutes to pick it up. And was that a seagull? No, that was a pterodon. There are seagulls. The Ichthyornis, and you'll notice that you'll slowly grow hair. They are a pain. They will steal stuff from you. So, we need to make this fast, because there's a manta ray in here. We are so dead. And there's your oxygen stat. No manta, no manta, no manta. Please, no manta. Okay, no manta, so we're good. Now, these rocks right here, when you hit these as compared to other rocks, say like those rocks right there, you have a higher chance of getting metal from these. So, and again, metal's going to be your best friend. Now, when you get these notices that you're vulnerable to the elements, your fortitude is what you level up to protect yourself against the elements. Start off with no fortitude. Your fortitude comes from your armor. But when you get that little... here, let me put that up. My admin command, I have no command, but that thing right there, as long as it's like that, you're hot. But when you're just hot, that's it. And to get a drink of water, you either go for a swim, or you just walk over here and I just took a drink of water. It's going to suggest there's a Dillo, and I wish I had a spyglass, but of course I don't. Because we're not high enough level. Now, spears, you can throw these. I would not encourage you to throw them because you will miss more often than not. Awesome. So now that we have something dead, we start smacking it to get meat and hide. Let's see, how many spears do we have left? We have 3. Where's my game not registering? I don't know. Let's see, do we have enough for other stuff? Oh, I didn't unlock these. Well, I'm dumb. Craft, craft, craft. There we go. Now, parasaurs here? They're really useful. And I mean really useful. Let me go ahead. Play emote, hide hat. When you activate your whistle wheel, you'll end up hiding your hat. Your hat is still on, so you're still getting protection. It's just not covering you up. So you just can't see it. Now over here, let's see. Now the safest place over here to build is actually right up there. A handy dandy laser pointer right up there. That is the safest place to build if you are new to the game. And that is where we are going to build, even though we are not new to the game. We're still going to build there because it's a pretty nice spot. And hopefully there's nothing out here that wants to come eat us. That meat. Oh, great. Compies. Yeah, compies, you want to stay away from compies. They will... yeah. And a Pego Mass Stones. And our stamina's almost out. Now, when your stamina runs low, that means you're about to lose. That means you're going to start getting torpor. And these guys, when they steal stuff from you, that's how you tame them. And you are mate boosted, so where's your friend? So obviously what you just stole from me wasn't enough. I'd love to have a shoulder pad. Yeah. Now your spears will break. And And you can harvest stuff with your spear, but... yeah. Okay, now what do you take for taming? Because... prime fish meat. We are not ready for prime fish meat. But yeah, those pegos are gone. Pegos are a pain. They will steal stuff from you. And if you don't have whatever's in your 0 slot, they will steal that. If you don't have anything in your 0 slot, they will find something random to steal. And I'm about to starve, so I need to put down that campfire. We'll just put it down right there. No, we did not want raw food. And let's get you going. So, let's go with weight again. I'm going to go with weight up until I'm level 10. So, yeah. So while our dinner is cooking up, there we are. Where do I normally... where would I put me? I'll put you down there in my 9 slot. And let's get a drink of water. And yeah. So hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you out in a way. If you liked it, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.